dog just ignored me. What else is new? You're doing too much, relax a bit. Acting like that cause your dad's a bitch. Must be the way that the planet is. Must be your face cause it's not your dick. I'm a freak, not a masochist. What even is a masochist? Let's look it up. I can't spell, so masochist. A masochist is a person who derives sexual gratification from their own pain and humiliation. Wow, that sounds fucked up. So Doja Cat is not a masochist, just a freak. Good to know. Hey! Welcome back. It's podcast number, I don't know. I've been doing this for a hot second. Which I look very punk rock today. Okay, like I have this like distress, well, it's not, it just like has holes in it that were put there purposely. Like Journey shirt, and then bitch I got these like leather, faux leather biker shorts and dirty hair. What more could you ask for? And this, we have a special guest today. This little pimple that decided to join the ride. She's cute. It should have put like a black dot over her. She's right in like, you know, the Marilyn Monroe mold. Anyway, but I don't want to be anyone else but myself when I want to be anybody else. Anyways, hey, hello, how are you? What a sigh. This week has been interesting, but I feel like I say that every week. I don't think there's ever a normal week in the life of Allie. There's always something that happens. There's always some days I cry. I feel like that's normal. Maybe. I don't know. To start the podcast off on a sappy note, I literally have like in my notes for, literally can't see it. Good. My first note for this podcast, realizing how much you love your friends. / how amazing, talented, funny, etc. they are. I got together with some friends this week that I haven't seen some of them in like 1 to 2 years because of like COVID and just like once you graduate college, if you're still in college, you'll realize it's so hard to get together with your friends. Even if all your friends don't have like a quote unquote big girl or big boy job yet and they're just like, you know, working in retail or at a restaurant or whatever, it's still so difficult to just plan like how many number of adults to get together at the same time, in the same spot, in the same town, especially obviously because once you leave college, you move states or you move towns, and it's just, friends are just awesome. Tell your friends you love them. I love my friends so much, all my friends. I've realized as of lately, like, just how much over the past couple months friendship means to me, because it is like, I think the basis of any and all relationship. Like, obviously it's the basis of your friendship, your literal friendships, but as far as to like family and like romantic relationships go, like I feel like just having a baseline of friendship with like siblings or like a boyfriend or girlfriend, it's just, because if you like fucking are so mad at each other or are just like pissed off or just like having a bad day, but like you're still my friend, I just think that's really important. Is this recording? Okay. I could go on so many rants, but okay, let's just, you know, tell your friends you love them. Which, going off of that, I am so much happy I've gotten to actually, like, see my friends recently, because having too much free time, I know this probably sounds so annoying, me saying it, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just putting that in my head, but I, like, do not like having free time. I feel so much more productive and efficient and just, like, fulfilled if I'm just constantly busy. And I've learned over the years of burning myself out time and time again that there's a balance between being super productive all the time and like not burning yourself out. You know, you need some rest time, but I'm good with maybe like a couple nights a week having a couple hours to myself. But otherwise than that, I'd like to be like working on projects, hanging out with friends, running errands, I just like to have my schedule filled because it just keeps me on track. It keeps me going. It, like, you know, what stays in motion fucking stays in motion. You get what I mean? Like, if you constantly keep moving, you're gonna constantly keep moving, you know what I mean? But if you like live a very stagnant life, it's probably gonna stay that way. So yeah, I don't really have anything more to add to that, but I don't like free time. You know, I'm ready to be careful what you wish for, my friends, but I'm ready to have a busier schedule because I'm getting kind of bored. We'll see where I am in a couple months, and then maybe I'll be crying that I'm too busy, but we'll see. Okay. Speaking of that, a huge reason of like not being busy is just like my job's hours have been not wonderful. We have some updates Okay, if you've watched this podcast for a while, a couple podcasts ago I talked about at my current place of work, there was a false rumor spread about me. Okay. Fun times. And I found out recently, okay, this past week, apparently my job got a new HR lady. Did not know that, because communication is obviously so great with peace and love. And so I got called up to HR and I was like, God, what did I do now? Like, I was trying to go through my head of all the things I could have possibly gotten in trouble for. And I was like, I wore biker shorts the other day at work, but I made sure to wear a long t-shirt to cover my butt because they're technically included in the leggings category. And I didn't want to get in trouble for that. So I was like trying to process what on earth I could be getting reprimanded for. But little did I know, when I got called to the office and talked to the new HR lady, she said someone called this anonymous tip line we have at my job when there's workplace like harassment or issues or whatnot. You can call this line and to inform HR and like the head management of a situation that's not okay. And someone called like on my behalf and was like, Allie's been having issues with supervisors, like you should check in on this for her. And can I tell you, sorry, just screamed into the microphone, can I tell you, my faith in humanity just like was even more restored. Okay, I lose faith in humanity a lot, but I try to be very optimistic and look at the bright side of things, because, you know, we're all humans and we all make a mistake. But I was like, I don't know who it is, so if you're watching this podcast and you did it, like, thank you so much. But I was like, that is so kind and sweet that this person took time out of their day to be like, I'm worried enough about Allie and her like well-being at her place of work to call to bring attention to this issue that happened like a month and a half ago. So I just thought it was the sweetest thing. So like that honestly made my day. And as much as like I appreciate that person doing that, I don't really think much will be done now, because it's kind of like would be kicking a dead horse. You know what I mean? It already like happened and nothing seemed to be done about it, in my opinion. I wasn't too fond with the outcome, but I just decided to move forward because I felt like a lot of people weren't worth my breath and time. Time is very valuable. You know, we don't have a lot of it. Despite that, because I've kind of moved past that, whoever did that, what an angel. It was just so sweet and it made my day. And so whoever did that, thank you so much. Which, on a different side note, one of my coworkers a while ago told me to watch the movie Promising Young Woman. And if you want to watch it, I think it's on Amazon Prime or HBO Max, I believe. But this movie, okay, one, I think everyone should watch this movie. I think it gave so much insight to kind of like victim blaming and rape culture, and I think that's very important because I think not a lot of people understand it and don't get when they say things that aren't right or that perpetuate rape culture. I think a lot of people are ignorant to the subject. So, and with, you know, what is the percentage? Like fucking like 91% of women like have been raped or know someone that's been raped. It's some crazy stat like that. Don't quote me on 91, but I know it's up there. It's like in the 90s, I believe. But basically the premise of the movie, not to give any spoilers away, is about a woman seeking revenge on the people who were involved with or didn't believe her best friend got raped in college. And she just like goes to all these different people and kind of like sees if they feel differently about the situation now that they're all like grown and adults and should know better. Even though we were just kids, it was immature, it was a mistake, isn't an excuse when you're like 18, 19, 20, like any age. It's not. I just thought it was such a great movie, and it just, mwah, to everyone. Like, it, also Bo Burnham's in it. Speaking of Bo Burnham, if you haven't seen his new Netflix special, Inside, hilarious, fucking go watch it. But he's in that movie too, and like, watch it. Like, please watch it. It's a bit heavy. So, like, if you're having a great day and you don't want to, like, cry or something, I wouldn't recommend watching it that day. But if you're just, like, feeling okay to, like, watch that type of film, it's so good. And which, going off of that note, okay, I won't go into detail for legal reasons. Like, anyone's gonna fucking sue me. Don't, knock on wood. But, with my little podcast with like 35 views. No, let's aim higher, Allie. Maybe this one will get more. But currently I talk to this gentleman that I work with. Actually, no, I don't even want to call him a gentleman. With peace and love. This man who I work with. And, you know, I made a TikTok about this. So TikTok suffers. But we were talking about, I don't know how we got on the subject, but like women and the way they dress. Okay, it's about to get a little ranty, so be prepared. And not in a bad way. And this man proceeded to tell me, okay, he's 51, mind you, that he likes when a woman dresses sexy, but not slutty. So I was like, okay, do you wanna like expand on that more? Because I don't understand where this line is defined between sexy and slutty. And he was just like, well, you know, women do it to themselves. Like, they choose to dress slutty. And I was like, yeah, again, dude. Okay, but who's defining them dressing as slutty? And he was like, well, women do it to each other. You know, they call each other sluts and whores and like, look at what she's wearing. And I was like, okay, sir, I don't really get that concept because me as a person, okay, I don't go around looking at other women's clothing and being like, bet she fucks a lot of dudes. You know, I don't do that. So, and a lot of the people I surround myself with don't do that. So I was like, I don't know who these women are that you surround yourself with, but they don't sound great. And if he means as a joke and men don't get that, like I call like my sister or like, especially growing up when I was younger, I don't do it as much anymore, but like me and my friends would call each other like sluts and whores in a joking way. And it wasn't even related in a sexual manner. It was just like, they said something dumb and you were like, oh, you slut. Like, it was just a joke, but we knew that. But let's reel it back and just look at this guy's opinion. Oh my God, my brain hurts from talking about this. Like, I feel like a woman can look sexy in something more covered up, but it would emphasize the goodies. You know what I mean? Like, a woman can look sexy in a pantsuit. Like, have you seen J-Lo? Like, she can pull off anything and look sexy in it, but she got that booty. If she's wearing, like, a skin-tight turtleneck dress, and it covers her whole skin, but it's showing off the girls and the booty, of course she's gonna look sexy. My point is, I was like talking to this man, I got so frustrated because I was like, what a woman wears doesn't even matter. You think whatever a woman is wearing is sexy, that's fine. But calling a woman slutty for what she's wearing, defining her sexual life based on her appearance is not right. Is not okay. Does not also make logical sense. Like, maybe there are a lot of women that like to wear more revealing clothes that also do choose to have a lot of sexual partners. But that does not mean every woman follows that same pattern. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there are some, but that doesn't mean all. So for you to go out and be like, she's dressed like a fucking slut, who are you to say? Okay? Also, it pisses me. I'm so angry about this today. Today is like a very feminist, ranty podcast. It pissed me off too. I was thinking about it. And I was like, slut and whore, specifically slut, I would say, is so directed towards women. Is so designed to demean women. Like, a man literally can't dress slutty. Like, he literally can't. Like, if he wore like a button-down shirt or like really short shorts, like, you wouldn't be like, that dude's a slut. You'd probably be like, oh, he looks cocky. Oh, he might look douchey. But I've never heard a person describe what a man is wearing, despite whatever it is, that he looks like a slut. Never in my life. And as I was talking to my coworker too, and I brought this up to him, he was like, I feel like if a man looks slutty, he would just have to dress gay. What? So now you're saying that all homosexuals are sluts? Like, you know, and yelling doesn't better my argument, so I'm gonna calm down my voice, okay? This is why women say they hate all old white men. Because old white men keep saying dumb shit like this. And it's not all. It's not fucking all. But it's a lot of you damn people. And I am so goddamn sick and tired of hearing this bullshit, because these people who have children are gonna raise them up, and I hope to dear God that I don't even believe in, that they break the family cycle and don't have these same opinions and viewpoints as their parents do. Because, but to wrap that up, I just really reflect on your viewpoints and your opinions on things and the way you talk about things, because I think our words are very strong and they hold a lot of weight, and I don't think people a lot of times realize that. And personally myself, I feel like I didn't used to, and now I really try to be observant of my own words, because, you know, your words become your thoughts, and your thoughts become your reality. And it's just, this is why this ties into the movie, like, Promising Young Woman, because they used a lot of language in that movie, like, she was asking for it, or, like, it was a mistake, or she seemed like she wanted it. Correlating how a woman dresses with things like that, like, oh, she looks like a slut, that's perpetuating rape culture. You are the problem. My coworker who has these opinions, you are part of the problem. And, you know, even if you, it doesn't matter if you never touched a woman without consent in your life. Someone having these opinions and thoughts about this is a part of rape culture. You're literally making it worse. So, like, fucking check yourself. I'm so angry. Okay, I need to calm down. Anyways, watch Promising Young Woman on Amazon Prime. Don't want to promote Jeff Bezos. Jeffrey Bezos. But, no, seriously, watch Promising Young Woman. It's a really good movie. I don't think you'll regret it. If you have an old white man in your life, sit him down and make him watch that movie too. It might be a little uncomfortable. Maybe make him watch it by himself. Wow, I got really heated. I understand. I just had a little moment of reflection about my rant, and I was like, I can understand why people lose faith in humanity. You know what I mean? Like, how people can be so pessimistic, because, like, with people like that, the conversation I was just talking about, I feel like they won't ever learn. And I know that's kind of pessimistic to say, but I feel like after a certain age, unless something very traumatic happened to someone they loved, which doesn't always change their viewpoints, but I think it's very hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Very hard. And so I can understand why people just get frustrated and just waiting for old people to die. So, like, you know, not that the younger generation is perfect, but, you know, we're canceling people left and right and I don't completely agree with that. Unless there's someone like Harvey Weinstein or something, then, like, you know, fuck them, right? It's just, it's frustrating, but I really try to stay optimistic and keep my faith in humanity, because I know there's, like, good people out there. Which brings me, okay, this is my last thought on this, because I thought about this too, and after the night I watched Promising Young Woman, okay, I was laying in bed, trying to go to sleep, and I was just thinking, after hearing all the language, like I said earlier, they used in the movie, like, we were kids, it was a mistake, we were being stupid, we were drunk, I was laying in bed, terrified, thinking, oh my God, the older I get, when new men come into my life, whether that be a friendship or in a romantic sense, I just have to trust that they've been respectful their entire life. They didn't have one drunken mistake in college with a woman. Like, I just have to trust that. Like, that's terrifying. Like, which, this is why I thought up with a great idea. Okay, and this is going to be posted on the internet, so if you motherfuckers steal this, I have evidence I came up with it. But I was like, it would be a great idea to create, like, a dating app or something where women friends vouch for their guy friends. Because I was, like, thinking of my friends. You know, all my friends, I feel like we're fucking weirdos. And not in, like, a bad way, in a good way. I think we're all just so, like, unique and different and fucking weird, which I love. But I was like, I feel like if women met my guy friends, not that they would think they're disrespectful at all. I meant more in, like, the weird sense. But I would love to be like, he's fucking hilarious and so kind. This man is a respectful dude, and, like, you should give him a shot. Like, I would love to vouch for my guy friends because I love them all so much and I think they're great people. So I would love to, like, meet a man and be like, hey, and, like, ask his women friends, or, like, maybe, like, a sister or whatever. I feel like moms see, Like, they have rose-colored glasses sometimes, so I feel like a mom is kind of hard to trust with her child. But just, like, ask them about what kind of dude he is and how he treats, like, other women and stuff. Because I feel like how a man treats his women friends is a huge reflection, especially if friendship is the basis of a romantic relationship, which is important to me, like, would reflect a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, if he's, like, a dick to his friends, like, too much sometimes, he probably would be even more of a dick to someone he's dating, because they probably get in fights more often, obviously. But so, like, there's that. Maybe I'll try to find an investor and take off of that app, and I'll become a millionaire, and I could just do whatever the hell I want and live my life. Okay. This was a very ranty podcast. I did not expect it. I don't know how many parts I'm gonna cut out, because I feel like I was really angry. Don't be friends with rapists. Don't perpetuate rape culture if you don't think you are. Just think about the things you say. Okay? And if a man is ever like, I don't know how to help rape culture. Like, just because you're not a rapist doesn't mean you're not a problem to it. So just check yourself, the words you say, and check your friends. Keep them in line, okay? You know, like, it's not a woman's job out here to make, and not that women are the only victims. Obviously, men are too. There are just more women than men. But across the entire board, check your friends and make sure they're being goddamn respectful people. Okay. Also tell your friends you love them unless they're pieces of shit. Then fuck them. Okay. Have a great week. Bye. Doing too much. Relax a bit. Acting like that because your dad's a bitch. Okay, my camera's gonna overheat. Like men when they see me. Ah!